Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for a daily motivational video. So if you're tired of creating vision boards that never come true, this video is for you. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Angel number 29. Guys, make sure, hold on, wait. Guys, what information do you have for us to become the alchemists of our lives, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? What messages do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? If any of my subscribers or viewers, ancestors, guardian angels, or beings of light would like to come in, know that they are more than welcome. Beings of light, amen. Angel number 53. Make sure you check out the description box below because there are always additional angel numbers, messages, as well as information about booking me and honestlysis.com. All right, 2 cards, God. There go 1. And 1 more, please. 1 more card, please. 1 more. Thank you. All right, so balance stayed up. Oh, grace and balance. Angel number 119. So this message is about grace and balance, and the message that I'm getting away. The message that I'm getting right away with this card, grace. I'm hearing like amazing grace, and God's just letting you know that. You know, maybe you have not, life has not always been easy for you. Maybe you have not seen a lot of people in your family be successful, or you just like, you know, it's been rough. Like this has been a rough road. God is saying that your ancestors has paved the way for you, and that you have amazing grace, and that you are the one that was chosen to do this and to push your family further. So do not be afraid to step out on faith, and just know that grace will carry you through. And then underneath it is balance. And I feel like what God is saying is that you need to balance. It's like you need to bring yourself into balance of your emotions, knowing that though things may have not always been good for you, or things have been rough for you, that doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. This universe works in balance. This universe works in pairs. So if you have experienced so much of the extreme, then the reason why you have experienced the extreme is because maybe there's some type of gift, some type of talent, some type of offering that you're supposed to use to transmute that pain. But so often, because we just think life is hard, or that we have to struggle, slavery, like all of that stuff, we just, we get caught up in, just the mundaneness of every day. We get caught up in this flesh. And I feel like what God is saying is that you have to realize that you are not just a physical being, but you are a spiritual being, and that by you being a spiritual being and by your ancestors, making sacrifices and paving the way for you, that you have amazing grace, and God is telling you to use it, to walk into it, and to use that to allow yourself to bring your life into balance. But don't take my word for it. Let's get some more messages out here. Angel number 327. God, please clarify this message of grace and balance. What are you trying to tell us today about grace and balance? What do we need to know to become the alchemists of our lives? What tools are you going to give us for us to walk out on faith, knowing that our crown is bought and paid for? How can we understand this concept of grace, and how can it all bring us into balance? Make it as plain as possible, God. 1 card, please. Angel number 408. Okay. And the card that came out is, I can make a career of living happily ever after. A very good career choice would be to gravitate towards those activities and to embrace those desires that harmonize with your core intentions, which are freedom and growth and joy. Make a career of living a happy life rather than trying to find work that will produce enough income that you can do things with your money that will make you happy. When feeling happy is of paramount importance to you, and what you do for a living makes you happy, you have found the best things. So what God is saying is that maybe you have been in a career that has not made you happy, or has just had you kind of like just oh, I am a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. I'm also going to read this because I feel like what God is trying to get you to understand, that if you are in a job that you're not happy with, or it doesn't, like, it's just like every single morning you're just waking up with like that feeling. Like, I feel like what God is saying is to recognize the grace that he's giving you. What is your inherent right, because you are a spiritual being or a vibrational being in this physical world, is that he's trying to show you that the reason why you're in this situation is not because you're bad or you're a horrible person. The reason why you're in this situation is because God is trying to invoke something in you to bring your life in balance. He's trying to invoke an action or movement into you in order for you to kind of get yourself out of there. So God is saying, if your life is not going the way that you want it to go, what you need to do is not think about, okay, so what career or what job do I need to do in order to make sure that, my house and my home is taken care of. He's saying, don't even worry about the physical and the material things. He's going to take care of that. What he wants you to focus on is that spiritual aspect. He wants you to get very clear on what will make you happy. Like, what will be a career that truly makes you happy. And for a lot of us, we have not had that time. Like, a lot of us have not been able to have kids. I mean, not been able to have kids, but a lot of us have not been able to be kids. And a lot of us have, when we did have those natural urges and desires, our parents was like, no, don't do that. And they would steer us steer us elsewhere. A quick story that I can give you is when I first started my like spiritual journey. I had did this Reiki. I was a part of like a new moon, maybe it was a full moon circle, and we did Reiki. And my mind, this is when I first started writing my manuscript. And I remember I was just feeling this conflict within myself, because I was just like, this isn't, like, where is this coming from? Like, I'm an accountant. I've always been about numbers and math. And then I did this Reiki meditation, and it was like my mind was just flashing back to me being a child, when I was in a singing group, when I was in a talent show, when I was writing this book or this play for about B2K. And I realized that this creative side was always inside of me. It was just that my parents kind of snuffed it out of me. And so I feel like what God is saying is he wants you to go back over your life. Think about when you were a child. Think about those things that you used to do. Think about what would you do without getting paid for it. And I feel like he's asked you to just use that to kind of just ease yourself into it. Don't automatically go into it thinking, okay, how can I make this a business? How can I make money off this? That's not the purpose of this. Angel number 737. The purpose of this exercise is for you to start to realize that you can make a career of living happily ever after. So the first step is to look at your current situation. Ask yourself, am I happy where I'm at? If you're not happy where you're at, God is asking you the grace that you have to help bring your life into balance, to start thinking about those things that make you happy. And if you have no idea, the first clue is to check out your childhood. But I'm going to read this card for you. You live in a pulsating, vibrating universe of advanced harmonics. Everything that exists in your air, in your dirt, in your water, and in your bodies is vibration in motion. And all of it is managed by the powerful law of attraction. There's nothing that exists outside of the vibrational nature. And as you learn to accept your vibrational nature and begin to consciously utilize your vibrational indicators, you will gain conscious control over your personal creations and the outcome of your life experience. And what is this saying? This is saying, so God is saying the grace that you have is that you can live a life of living happily ever after. To bring your life into balance, you need to realize that you are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. This card is just simply telling you what I was saying before. The reason why you are in this job, the reason why you have not been feeling good. I actually have an article on honestlysis.com. The archive section is actually open, so you don't have to have a password. You can actually go in there. It's called For When the Truth About When You Feel Depression or Fear. But God is saying the grace that you have is that you can live a career of living happily ever after. If you find yourself in a career or in a job that you're not happy in, God is saying in order to bring yourself into balance, you have to pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to what you do not like about the job, and start to focus on things that will make you happy, that will give you that sense of freedom and just joy and like childlike balance. This is all God is just trying to tell you, that the reason why things have been bad for so long is not because it's a horrible person. It's because you haven't realized that you are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. And so he's trying to get you to understand that so that it can bring you into balance. All right, angel number 942. I'm going to get you guys one card to hopefully clarify this law. Get you guys a black angel card, angel number 1015. It may be 1014, who knows? Okay, I'm going to have to call it back. Grace and balance. All right, God, give us one final message to help us understand that we can have a career and live happily ever after. God, help us understand this concept of grace. Teach us how to come into balance with being a spiritual being in this physical reality. Make it as plain as possible, God. One card only. All right. And God has gave us the mother soul is the card that we're going to pay attention to with the sower underneath. Let's think about just what this underlying energy, what's affecting this. The sower. If you selected the sower, your vision is clear about who you are. Your problem mounts when you turn away from what you see. Neglecting your capacity to see within can lead to a disconnection from yourself and everyone. Appreciation of your vision is key to your experience of your true nature. It is all right if no one else sees what you see. So again, if you are in a career or if you're in a job where you're just like, I'm not happy, this doesn't make me happy, God is asking you, don't turn away from it, don't turn your emotions off, but to truly see the trueness of your situation. And if it's not a job, if it's just your life in general, you don't like how it's been going, then start thinking about ways that will make yourself feel better and help you bring yourself into balance. All right. You restore the soul. On the waking path, soul revival. On the sleeping path, emptiness. Mother soul holds the shrine on which we place our sadness and joy. When tears fall upon your cheeks, they may not belong to you. When you laugh without knowing the reason, you may be in the energy of Mother Soul. As Mother Soul, you hold the feelings and emotions of self and others. You have a capacity to embrace the deepest experiences. You are so sensitive, you may have to protect yourself from people who are constantly in their emotions. People come to you when they are experiencing major turning points in their lives. You comfort, you kiss, you smile, and you give love with no expectation. On the waking path, you are restored and rejuvenated. You feel energetic and you find life full and satisfying. You are able to access the springs of wellness. With this capacity, you help others awaken to the ways in which they suffer. Wellness is imprinted on your bones. Others come to you because of the loving, warming attention you give. As a consequence, your energy is often misinterpreted and you can fall into the role of wet nurse or one who shares with everyone something as dear to yourself as breast milk, as a mother would give a child. As Mother Soul, attending to folks as your children, you are often abused and drained empty of your life force. This draining or abuse can be the beginning of being on the sleeping path. If all of your energy is spent feeding others, nursing everyone's wound but your own, you are giving without concern for your own needs. You may even encounter anger as others want you to continue your giving. You may grow numb and weary of holding all of these feelings and emotions. You become empty when you experience this emptiness. You hide because your worth was in the feeding. You are most likely fearful of not being able to handle all of your own pain and loss. See if your efforts to nurture everyone might come from past wounding in your personal life and in your ancestral lineage. See if there is a memory in your bones of the inability to save someone or something you lost long ago. Unconsciously, we are still trying to save all of who and what we've lost on life's journey. Your own soul retrieval is at stake each time you unconsciously take on another person. Remember yourself in this love and comfort work as a respect for your gifts. As a matter of fact, your gifts cannot be shared without your body and soul. Mother Soul must find other Mother Souls to rejuvenate them. If you are constantly tired, then you have too many people around you who are not feeding you. Explore the reasons you allow yourself to be drained. You may need to find other ways other than fatigue or illness to signal to yourself to take a break from taking care of others. Do you feel more worthy in your depleted state? Is there something you can do for is there something you can do for you? In the end, it may not be necessary that you take on the role of being a mother soul. This role is not for those who do it because it is expected of them. It is for those who recognize the sacred power of soul revival as a spiritual path that is reciprocal between themselves and others. Angel number 1515. So, to wrap this message all up, I feel like what God is saying, He wants you to be very mindful about the life that you are leading. Are you giving to yourself? Are you giving to others more than you're giving to yourself? If you're in this dead end job because you feel like I have to take care of my family, or you feel like you have to do certain things to take care of your family, but you're constantly drained, you're constantly, not feeling good, then God is asking you to take a pause, take this day to really think about what will make you happy, what will be your career of living happily ever after, and then to start taking those steps to bring yourself into balance, because you are a vibrational being in a very physical world, and anything that you want, this world is nothing but a mirror. So if anything that is not going well, anything that is draining you or making you feel anything less than happy, then it's just a signal for the universe asking you to look at it and help bring yourself back into balance. All right, y'all, that is all the messages I have for you. Until we meet again, please, please, please create consciously and choose wisely. Dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. Angel number 1630. Take care.